I'm Lynda Chanwai-Earle, bringing you this eyewitness story about Burmese-born Aung Soe. He's 20 now. He moved to Auckland 8 years ago with his family as refugees from Burma, looking for a better life and a better future. And he dreamed of joining the New Zealand Army. Finally, an outward-bound course brought him the confidence to speak out about his family's ordeals and their life-changing experiences here. I have the pleasure of speaking with
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Aung San Suu Kyi.
Yeah.
Aung for short.
Yes.
And your mum?
Ngelay Aung
Ngelay Soe, and So is the family name. Now, you're from Burma, from Myanmar. Tell me when you first had to leave.
So my mum was already in Malaysia. So we, me and my brother, sort of had to go through the border lines. I remember I was still really young and I couldn't remember that much, but one thing I remember was crossing a massive field, and it was really dark at night, and it was just me and my brother and these other strangers that was also crossing the borders.
Was your mum with you then? So you were able to stay together as a family?
She actually came down to get us, because she was already in Malaysia before that. So she
came back to get you.
She came back to get us, yeah, because earlier on, she had to leave for the political issues that her families did, because her
family was facing persecution.
One of her moms, her aunties, and her moms, they were being accused of political activism, and they were being arrested. So she had to leave early on without us. So later on, she came and got us and. Yeah, the one thing I remember was just crossing the massive field and
very little, just yourselves.
It was really dark. We couldn't see anything. There was puddle mud everywhere, and there was fences too. And we heard gunshots from from the other side of the field. Yeah, and we were still kids, so we were quite scared.
Imagine it's nighttime. You're only 8 and you're running for your life with your mother, 11-year-old brother and stepfather crossing borderlines to get to a refugee camp on the border of Thailand. This was Burmese-born Aung Soe's experience as a former child refugee fleeing the military junta in Myanmar over a decade ago. Once a resource-rich country, Burma, renamed Myanmar by the junta since 1962, still struggles with poverty. Thousands of Burmese are now former refugees scattered around the world. Very recently, Aung San Suu Kyi's historic democratic victory in the elections has heralded positive change. But for a whole generation of youth like Aung, who was born in 1996, his childhood was conflict-ridden. At their home in Auckland, Aung assists his mother with translations.
After that, I came back to 2004. I came back to Burma.
So you were in Malaysia for 2 or 3 years?
Not 2 or 3 years. Long time. He was 3 years. I went
only
to
3 years
Malaysia.
old.
Yeah.
So he was only 3 years old when you had to leave, and you left because you were frightened for your life.
Yeah. After that, I came back to
get him.
Burma.
She got us, and we fled together once again.
As a family.
Yeah.
So you fled together as a family, and that was 2005.
Yeah.
Ngelay was forced to leave her children behind in 1999 and flee because of her family's political activism. Ngelay worked as an illegal immigrant in Malaysia, sneaking back into Myanmar several times in desperate attempts to collect her children, finally able to get them out in 2005.
But she was saying that we sort of lost contact with her, and I hardly knew my mum until she sort of came back into my life,
And you were 8 years old by then, or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'd ring him, sometimes.
I every time I ring, every month I pay money.
So you remember your mum's voice.
Yeah.
I came back. He now remember.
What you look like.
Yeah. First time he don't know.
So the first time he saw you, who's this strange woman?
Yeah, I
cried.
cried.
And you were crying.
I cried. When feeling very scared because my children is problem. I scared for worry too much.
You're very, very worried about your children. You're really scared for your children.
And borderline is...
Especially on the borderline.
Yeah.
So did you try, Ngelay, to get to a UNHCR, to a refugee?
Yeah, I had already refugee UNHCR.
Yeah.
They don't have refugee card. I had already.
They didn't, so you needed to try and get
yeah.
cards for your 2 boys
Yeah.
and your partner as well.
Yeah. The train I had in Malaysia. First from Sri Lanka,
earlier on, she went to Malaysia. She got arrested a few times
as an illegal immigrant.
And she had a lot of problems. One time she actually went to jail.
Yeah.
How long for?
4 months, sorry.
4 months. And then she got sent back. But what happens is she came back again. You know. She's been, growing over that 12 years. She's become really strong and strong enough to, support her, lead us all the way to, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it was like
Really
everything she
woman.
did, yeah.
She did for you boys.
She did a lot for us, if you think about it. I'm really grateful to have a, mom like this.
Yeah. Aung, his mother Ngelay, older brother Situ Miomyat, and stepfather La Soe finally arrived in New Zealand around 2006 when Aung was 11 years of age. But Aung's stepfather was stricken with tuberculosis, making their initial resettlement very difficult.
Yes, my partner came to New Zealand. He very sick. He went to hospital.
Yeah.
He came 2 months.
2 months in hospital.
Yeah.
So since 1996 until you got to New Zealand in 2008,
Yeah.
that's 12 years of running for your life and being frightened. And so Aung was born into a time of real, terrible strife. Okay, so Aung, we have just arrived at the Panmure Community Centre.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
you tell me
right.
where we are and what's happening today.
Today we're having a fundraising for flooding in Burma, in the
Back in
countryside.
Burma. In Malays?
Yeah.
Will it be?
So we're just trying to sell a few, few things, food, cultural food, and things to fundraise money for the, to help the people in the flooding situation back in Burma.
In Burma, yeah.
People here, all different ethnic groups as well.
Yes.
Ethnic groups, Kachin, Kaya, Kayin, Chin, Buma, Mon, Karen, yeah.
And your family themselves are from the
mainland Burma.
Mainland Burma.
Yeah.
And your stepdad is Mon background.
Yeah.
146 ethnic groups and 123 dialects make up the incredible diversity of Burma. The Burmese community in Auckland are fundraising for disaster relief at the local community centre in Panmure. Aung shows me around before introducing me to community leader Priscilla Dawson and her husband Edward. It was Priscilla's idea to get Aung involved with Outward Bound. It's lovely to be here. Tell me about, now Priscilla, you were the person who thought about Outward Bound and suggested it to Aung's mother, Ngelay. Tell me why.
I thought he needed some guidance, some maturity. And I thought that Outward Bound would make him a man. Really, that's what I thought. Because he was floundering, didn't know what to do.
Yes.
And I was very surprised.
Many teenagers do.
Yeah, I was very surprised when he accepted it.
Right.
And I did tell him it was a challenge. He thought it was a holiday on the beach.
And you found out it was definitely not a holiday on the beach, yeah?
He said, is it a holiday on the beach? I said, no. What is it? Just go, okay? Poor man.
It was good though. I'm glad I went,
Yes, I'm glad he went too. Yes. He could have been this difficult self and say no, like many things I've suggested to him, and he said no.
I get the sense, Priscilla, that you care very deeply about many young people here in the community, and Aung is one of these young people that you've taken under your wing in terms of seeing the potential.
Showing him
really,
the right path.
Really good potential. And so his dream is to join the New Zealand Army and eventually work for the UN.
Who Aung is? Yes. Yeah, Aung can do it. Yeah, Aung can do it. He's got the stamina. He's got the strength. Yeah, determination. Yeah, and he's focused too. When he wants to do something, he's quite focused. Yes. Yeah.
Now 20, Aung has had life-changing experiences since Outward Bound and is keen to give back by joining the police force or the New Zealand Army. And the New Zealand Burmese community hold great hopes for change with their new leader, just weeks after Aung San Suu Kyi's historic victory.